Hello and welcome to episode 12 of the Wellbeing Knits podcast. My name is Robin and I will be your host today for this episode, as I am always the host. I keep looking down there because that's where my notes are, and it's been a while, hasn't it? I'm a little bit nervous because it has been a while again. Maybe I'll get used to this one day and be able to do it more often and bit less nervous. I don't know. Anyway, so like I say, my notes are down there. My name's Robin. I am Wellbeing Knits on Instagram. I am Dumbledore's Socks on Ravelry, and I'm also on Facebook. I have a Facebook group and a profile page. I don't understand it. I think I'm about 20 years too late for Facebook, really, but it's there. Whether I post to it is really it's really rare. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. If you really want the up-to-date info on my projects, you're best to go to Instagram, really, and here obviously, but these are obviously a little bit more spaced out than my Instagram. My Instagram is more of a weekly thing, whereas this is more of a whenever I can kind of thing. But anyway, I have links to all of that in my bio below in the description box, and I've also added my Goodreads profile and my Vinted, just in case you're interested in what I'm reading or what I am selling, basically. So it's been a while, hasn't it? I think the last time was a month ago. So I've been on holiday, went camping for a week, which was lovely. And just been enjoying not working and having time to knit a bit more and read a bit more. I hope you've all had a good summer. I thought it was quite hot. Not really, really hot, but like quite hot. But there was some days that were a bit grey or a bit windier. But anyway, today it is raining, so I'm just looking out my window. Yeah, it's pretty grey and wet, so I'm not really doing a lot today except for podcasting, obviously, and a little bit of knitting. So should we just get into the knitting? That's the fun bit, isn't it? Who wants to hear me waffle? So last time you would have seen a couple of things that I'm going to show today. One of them is what I'm wearing. So this is finished object number 1. This is the Este by Justyna Lukowska. She is also Let's Knit on Instagram. I'll link it all below. But anyway, this is the top. It's got this lovely lace pattern on the shoulder, and it's knit top down. So you knit, basically you start with this part. You start knitting this part, and then you join in the round eventually and finish the body. And then you do the rib at the bottom, and you come back up and you do the neck line and the sleeves. So what I did with this pattern is I followed the pattern, obviously. I don't know, I'm going to try and stand up, sorry. Try and stand up so you can see. It's comes to about my hips, about there. And it's nice and drapey. There is I don't know if you can really see it, there's a faux seam down the side, which is quite nice. I've not done that before that I know of, or that I can remember. So that's quite nice. In the pattern, sorry, let me just sit down. In the pattern there are decreases in the body, but I chose not to do those because I wanted a looser fit. And I didn't want it to cinch in at the bottom or anything like that. There is also short rows on the front and the back. However, I didn't do those either. I just did the short rows in the back because I wanted that kind of high-low hem going on. yeah, so I think last time you saw it, I think I was about here. I just finished the lace part. So once I joined in the round, it was super quick. And yeah, I really like it. I wore it yesterday to Southern Wool Show. So what I've decided, sorry, I'm going off a tangent now, but what I've decided to do is, obviously I'll have some acquisitions from Southern Wool Show. That will be in another episode. So if anyone's not interested in the acquisitions section, they can not watch the whole episode. That's completely fine. But this episode will just be finished objects and what I'm working on currently. Next episode will be acquisitions and then future projects. Just so you both, just so you all know. So that's my Este top. I knit it out of Sheep on Mars yarn. She doesn't put a colorway. 2 skeins of her finger and weight yarn, and yeah, I love it. I saw her yesterday. She gave me a little kiss on the cheek, which was lovely, to thank me for this, I assume. And yeah, it was lovely. It is lovely. It's really light. I've given it a block, but I don't tend to heavy block it anyway. But yeah, I really like it. It's a really nice length and everything. The pattern is a little bit tricky, I'm going to be completely honest. I attempted it when I bought the pattern, maybe, I want to say 5 years ago, could be even longer than that. I attempted it and I couldn't figure it out. I just could not figure out how to do it, because you're following almost 2 instructions at once, and it was too much, too much for my poor head. So I ripped out whatever yarn I was using at the time and didn't do it. And then oh, actually I bought the yarn that was in the pattern, but as I said, I ripped it out and I didn't carry on with that. And then this time when I knit it, I did rip it out maybe 3 times, 3 or 4 times, because the numbers were all off and I just couldn't figure it out. And then I got into the groove and I figured it out. I had to have 2 row counters going at the same time. I had to have stitch markers, the whole works. So I just had to make sure I had everything handy. And I've since knit this part again for my mum, for hers. So hers is in a green, and she's now in the body. So I did this again. And the second time was a little bit easier, but I somehow missed a cable. There are cables in this section as well as lace. So yeah, I completely missed a cable and I had to rip back, which wasn't too bad, because at that stage I was in the round and it just wasn't as tragic as I thought it was going to be. So yeah, so you knit the top bit, then you knit the front, and then you knit the back, join in the round and knit till you've got the length you're happy with. Like I said, sorry, I just nudged the table. Like I said, there are decreases, but I didn't bother with those. So yeah, I'd recommend printing the pattern, unless you're happy to read off your phone. I mean, whichever works best for you, but that's what I'd recommend. And maybe have like a couple of copies of the different sections, just so you can lay them out next to each other rather than having to flick through the pages. Yeah, so that's what I would suggest. But maybe other people will look at it and think, wow, that's easy, I don't need help. So that's completely fine. But yeah, so it was a little bit more involved than I was expecting. Well, no, I knew it was going to be involved, but I didn't think, to be honest, I didn't think I'd have a finished top. But there we go. So yes, I'm really pleased with it. And then some other things you would have seen before are my socks. So I've called these the travel socks, because I knit, I'd say 95% of them in a car or van, in moving transport, let's say. And one of them was completely my journey to drawing and on the way back from Wonderwall, Wales. So you might remember those, so I'll just show you them. Here they are. Aren't they pretty? So I knit quite a long leg. I don't know how many, I'm sorry. I think the foot is about 65. I did a fish lips kiss heel. The toe is just a decrease every round until you have 10 stitches, I think. I cast on 60 stitches. That's how I do my socks, 60 stitches on a 2.25. I did so for the hem, for the rib, I did 2x2. And then I did that little trick where you knit the full row on a colour change, so you don't get that funny little colour change. In other words, you wouldn't get that, essentially. And then at the end of I'm not explaining this very well because I actually did them toe up. So I started with the toe. What's it called? Not a provisional cast on, but like a provisional cast on. And then increased every round till I had 60. Then I knit 65 rows. Fish lips kiss heel. Fish lips kiss heel. And then I knit the leg. And then I did a purl row. And then I did the rib. And the rib again, like I said, is 2x2. And I knit through the back loop on the rib. A little bit green peeked out at the end, but that's fine. That's fine. So that's one. And this was actually the first one. And I'll explain how I know. So firstly, I know this is the first one because I knit it on the way, and like I said, on the way to drawing and then on the way back from Wonderwool Wales. And what I wanted to do, I wanted to distinguish this sock from the second sock, because the second sock I didn't knit in Wales, and it had nothing to do with Wonderwool Wales other than it being the second sock. So what I wanted to do was I thought I'd do a little bit of duplicate stitch. And at first I thought I would do, I'd never done duplicate stitch, and I thought, I know what, I'll do a little dragon. I didn't think that one through. To be honest, I don't know. I probably could do it now, but I'm glad I went with what I went with. So I actually did a little heart instead. Can you see the little heart? Isn't it cute? So anyone that's not done duplicate stitch before, it's super easy. Don't be afraid of it. It's really easy and really fun, and it really adds a nice little extra to your pattern. And that is actually, so this tiny bit of red here is Lay Family Yarns. I bought a bag of like 10 gram minis, and the red was one of them in there. And then this yarn is James C. Brett Funny Feetz 4-ply sock, and the colourway is 20 FZB. So yeah, I definitely showed this in the last episode, or even maybe the one before. The Wonderwool Wales episode, 100% it'll be in there. So yeah, pair of socks, all done. And the reason I did them toe up was because I wanted to use as much as the yarn as I could. I don't know how much I had left. I'm not even actually sure where that scrap is. I might have put it in my blanket bag. Yeah, so I love those. The next thing I have is so again, two things you would have seen before. The last two things, sorry, are two things you've seen before. I was knitting, you get a little glimpse of it. I was knitting a Stephen West shawl. It's called the Quintet shawl. I'm not sure where I was last time. I don't think I'd finished it, but no, I don't think I'd finished it last time you saw this. But I'll just show you it anyway. According to my notes, I hadn't finished it, so anyway, I'll just show you. Isn't that pretty? So it's a, I don't really know what you can see, but so it's a crescent shawl. It's a 5-colour crescent shawl. And it's got a little sort of, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say spiky. I'm going to go with spiky. A spiky edge at the bottom, just because the way that these are, you know, these eyelets work out for it, you know, the increase and decrease kind of thing. And there's lots of different stitches in here. Some triangle stitches, some moss stitch, just plain pearl rose. There's some broken rib. Anyway, loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. I'll just show you again from the top. So there you go. So you can see all the colours. And like I said, I mean, it's huge. I'll try and, let me just stand up and I'll show you it. So if I wrap it around myself, I mean, it goes around like that, almost twice, really. And you can sort of see the back. Yeah, love it. So if you remember, sorry, let me just get comfortable again. So if you remember from last time, I didn't actually know what the colours were. Well, what all the colours were. So for instance, the purple, I don't know what the purple is. And I don't fully know what the green and the pink are. So purple, green and pink. Potentially the pink is Manos del Uruguay. And the green is possibly, I don't even know. I don't know, sorry. But the pink is possibly Manos del Uruguay. But the purple, I don't know. There you go. And then the brown is I'm just looking at my notes, sorry. The brown is a Blue Fern Yarns. One of a kind. I was trying to think what my abbreviation meant. One of a kind brown, and the yellow. So you can, let me see if I can find a brighter bit here. So this yellow here is Dye Candy, and the colourway is Panic in the Streets colourway. And I explained last time that I got that at Perth Festival. I think it was 2018. Again, all the details are in the previous episode. So yeah, it's really comfy and cozy. Yeah, I just keep it on my little display ladder downstairs, and then I grab it if I'm cold, and it's lovely. So the reason, other than wanting to knit the pattern, the reason I've knit it is because Norfolk Girls Knitting, so Shannon from Blue Fern Yarns and her mum Amanda, are doing a West Knits knit along. So if you go to Norfolk Girls Knitting Instagram, you'll see some information about it there, but also under the hashtag NGK West Knits Cal, K-A-L. And that's again an Instagram hashtag that you can have a nosy around. And it's basically just you knit any Stephen West shawl, wrap, anything like that. I'm not sure if jumpers count. I'm not 100% sure, sorry. But definitely go and check out their podcast and their the hashtag and their Instagram. So yes, that follows on from the Vertices Unite, which they are now knitting too. They're knitting at Vertices Unite each, and they're gorgeous. So definitely go check those out. I want to make sure I mention that because they kindly mentioned me on one of the previous podcasts, and I completely forgot to mention it on here. But I did thank them on Instagram multiple times. So yes, that was very kind of them to mention me. And then the last thing is very exciting. It's a first for me anyway. And it is my knitted dress. Yes, you heard that right, a dress. So as you might have seen, if you watched the last episode, I had started the Alina by Megan Nodecker, which is Pip and Pin on Instagram. Again, I'll put everything in the notes. I've linked the Ravelry pages for most of these, but I'll link the Instagram pages as well. And I don't know the yarn, as I explained last time. I'll just show you it. Right. So it's all finished. So I think this is the front. So you probably remember this pattern from last time, and you've also seen this pattern when I knit the Noni tee. So the Noni tee and the Alina, and there's a third pattern, all use this same pattern, but then just varying lengths of you know, tops. So there's a top, there's this, and then the third one I think is more cropped, a cropped version. So anyway, there it is. So you knit the front, and then you put those on hold, and you knit the back, and then you join in the round and work round and round and round. And that's what I did. So here you go. So you can see the ribbon down there. Yeah, I love it. I tried it on. There's some pictures on my Instagram, and it comes to just maybe just my knees, or just above my knees. And yeah, it's really great. Again, I don't know the yarn, so I can't recommend. I can't really recommend it anyway. It was some yarn my nan gave me. It was just in a big ball, it was huge, size of my head. And yeah, so I've got 2 more. I could potentially knit 2 more of these, or something else with it, a jumper maybe. But yeah, so I love it. Regular rib at the bottom. I say regular rib. It's a 1x1 rib, and I did an I-cord on the sleeves. Not sleeves, really. It's very boxy, so this kind of comes off my shoulder, and then it's you know, the rib at the end there. And like I said, it comes to about my knees. And yeah, I haven't had a chance to wear it yet, but it's all blocked and ready to go for when I do want to wear it. I'll show you a picture, if I can find it, of me wearing it. Where are we? There. So like I said, there is pictures on my Instagram, but I'll just show you a little picture, just because I didn't wear it today. Where is it? Here we go. Sorry, I'm just trying to get it to. How do I? Oops. Anyway, there we go. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can sort of see that. So yeah, that's my that's the picture. Like I say, if you go on Instagram, it's there. It might be on my Facebook group. I don't know. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll try and add it after this. So you can see it just comes, I don't know if you could see in the picture, but it just comes just above my knees, and it's just really nice and light. I don't think it would be too hot. Maybe too hot really summer day, but if it's kind of a cooler day, it might be, you know, a cool summer day, it might be nice. But like I said, I haven't had a chance to wear it yet. So I'm just getting my notes back. so that's it for the, so that's 4 finished objects this time. Socks, dress, shawl, and my lovely top. And now we'll get into whips, so works in progress. So we'll start with this one. This one is living in my cute Belika, I think, Belika Yarns bag with little mice on it. I don't know if you can see the little mice. So, or any of you that, oh, actually you might have, oh no, I think I showed the yarn previously because I bought this yarn at Wonderwool Wales, but you haven't seen the pattern yet, unless obviously you follow me on Instagram, which again I would recommend. So for anybody here that also watches the Bakery Bears and might be a Bakery Bears patron or just watches Bakery Bears, they are currently doing, during the summer they did the Summer of Stitching. Kay Jones designed a project bag and she also did a knitting pattern, and the pattern is for a pair of mittens, fingerless mittens, should I say. So I got the pattern as a patron and started knitting them, and I'll explain more a little bit in a minute, but here they are. So here's the first one and the second one. I'll peek through the middle. Maybe that'll be my thumbnail. Anyway, yeah, so there's the mittens. I'll just try one on for you and show you a little bit better maybe. So there you go. So super simple pattern, but really effective, I think. I did do the hand a little bit longer than she does in the pattern, just because I wanted them a little bit longer. And as you can see, I have not done the thumb yet. And I'll get into that in a minute. So I'll just show you the other one. There's the other one. Aren't they pretty? They're just plain on the inside and then the pattern on the outside. So, let me just get rid of that. So the reason that I haven't done the thumb is because I need to pick up stitches and I'm not very good at that as it is, and I wanted to watch her video and I just haven't got around to it basically. I will get them done hopefully for winter, but yeah, I just need to pick them up, pick up the stitches, try and understand the instructions and watch her video. And I'm sure it's not rocket science. I just the thumb gusset I find very tricky. I find this whole area very tricky as it is. Picking up stitches is not my favourite thing to do. So yeah, I'm going to watch the video and give it a go when I've got a minute. So yeah, I love those. And they are knit out of, so I have there is the cream colour, sort of cream. That is kind of more accurate than that side. It is kind of that sort of creamy white, and that is also with, oh, that's quite that's more accurate, I'd say. Sort of there, it's much more of a reddy colour. It's coming quite orange on the screen, but yeah, it's much more pinky red than orange. And they are John Arbon Textiles in the Knit by Numbers DK, and I've got KBN 21 and KBN 55. I don't know which one is which, I'm sorry. I don't know, I'm not even going to guess. But that's what I've got, 21 and 55, Knit by Numbers, DK. And that was what I bought at Wonderwool Wales. Oh, I'm probably much more organised on the Wonderwool Wales one. So please watch that one again. if you like, for more details on these, on the yarn, sorry. So that's in there. I like I say, it's a really 5-minute job, isn't it, just to get those done, but I am procrastinating on those ones, and you'll see why in a minute. So the other thing I've been knitting is I needed car knitting. So if we're going on a long car journey, I can't just sit there and do nothing. I have to really be knitting, else I will bite my nails, which is a terrible habit, I know. But it's really, these need to be busy. So I cast on a sock, and I decided I wanted to, so okay, let me start from the start. If anyone follows, I think it's Sherlock Knits, and from Sherlock Knits there is the Flower Power Fund, and on there is the Marie Curie sock quest, where the doctor that runs the account, I really don't know the details, I'm sorry, she requests socks every year to give to her patients, and the only requirement I believe is that they have they are yellow, or some form of, mostly yellow, should I say. So West Yorkshire Spinners did a Marie Curie Colorway, and I've had it for a while, and I did do a couple of pairs last year, which you might have seen. But anyway, I cast on another pair. So there they are. So this, again, this is West Yorkshire Spinners in the Marie Curie colourway. This is West Yorkshire Spinners signature 4-ply in the sunflower colourway. Sorry, don't know if you can hear that. Anyway, siren, sorry, please, siren. So yeah. What was I saying? That's put me off my stride completely. Yes, so this is the sunflower colourway. So what I did was I cast on 64. I knit a 1x1 rib, and then I joined in the Marie Curie colourway. Then I did a Fish Lips Kiss heel. I'm sorry, I keep covering my face. I did a Fish Lips Kiss heel in the sunflower, and then I'm carried on, and I've done a 60 row leg. Sorry, I keep hearing noises now. Let me start again. 1x1 rib in sunflower. 40 rows for the leg. Fish Lips Kiss heel. 60 rows for the foot. And then I'm doing the toe in sunflower. We got there in the end. So yeah, I just wanted to just do a few little shorties. I mean, they're sort of short, depends, I don't really know, but there we go. They're not really, like, a 64 is sort of too big for me. That's why I do it in a 60. But I think a 56 would be too small, so that's why I always do a 60 rather than a 64 or 56. So yeah, but these aren't for me, so what am I talking about? So yeah, I will do the toe, and actually I do have one that's finished here. This is the first one. That would have been helpful, wouldn't it? And you can see the toe is all in yellow, and the heel, there we go. So, and again, they are on 2.25mm needles. And I have a skein of, I don't have the yellow, it just, this was just all I had left. You know, this ball was what I had, I don't know where the tag is. And then, but this one, my mum gave me this to finish off, because I'd ran out. I had a ball like this, but I ran out of this, so she gave me this to finish off that. Anyway, I will knit another pair out of this as well. So West Yorkshire Spinners, signature 4-ply. The Marie Curie label is right there, and then it's 100 grams, made in Yorkshire, and there's the numbers on there. I'm not sure what the numbers mean. So it's 069980541. I'm not sure, sorry. And that is 75% wool, 25% nylon. 75% wool, 35% of it is Blueface Leicester, and 25% nylon. So I thought that would be a good little project for in the car, and I think I have to send them by in November, I think, latest. So yeah, hopefully I'll have a few more pairs by then. And that is living in my new cute bag. I bought this at a little craft fair in Blakeney in North Norfolk, and it has these cute stars on the zips, and it's like I don't know how to describe that, but it's like kind of that sort of bag. It doesn't open fully, like it doesn't open flat, but yeah, I just thought it was really cute. And I'll just put that, I'll show you, all fits in lovely. There you go. And it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's like quilted, like this quilting material. It's quite soft. It has these little tabs, and again the star zippers are just very cute. Aren't they cute? So that was that. The maker didn't have any contact details that I could see, but she's always at that market. If you're ever in the very north coast of Norfolk, then there she is. And then one more thing. So I was watching again the Bakery Bears, not the recent episode, the episode before, and they mentioned a cardigan. And it's kind of an unusual construction, which was why they were talking about it. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. So I looked it up, and I think it was about £1.50 for the pattern. So I bought it, and it's a cardigan, as I said. You start from the you do your sleeves in one, so you work across like from here to here, in one go. I'll show you. It's a bit hard to see at the point I'm at now. No, it's not in that bag, sorry. It's in this bag. Another Belika Yarns bag. I know she'll be laughing at me, but there we go. Got a little bunny on and a little house thing, and this bunny's really cute here. But yeah, Belika Yarns bag, which you'll be seeing another one in my next episode. She tried to stop me, but it didn't work. So I wasn't sure what to knit this out of, so I got the pattern and I thought, what am I going to knit this with? I need quite a lot of yarn, but also at the same time I'm doing quite a large size, because I wanted it to be, I didn't want it to be fitted, and also the sizes are a little bit unusual. Let me just find the pattern just a second. Yeah, so the pattern is called Hitofude, and it is by Hiroko Fukatsu. I think that's how you pronounce it. Her name. His name? I'm not sure. As implied by the name, Hitofude means a single brushstroke in Japanese. So this open front cardigan with an all over lace pattern is worked in one yarn stroke. It's very clever. It is very clever. A continuous strand without cutting the yarn. Perfect. So I'll show you the pattern. Oh, I'll just read a little bit more. The yarn stroke starts from the upper body and sleeves, worked together in a rectangular piece, then moves to lower body where the lace pattern increases evenly, creating a gentle drape. Isn't that pretty? It is rectangular. So it starts with a rectangle. So you cast on this long, I forgot the words. Long, you cast on a lot of stitches, and you do provisional cast on. I won't give too much of the pattern away. There was some things with the provisional cast on that I didn't do. I did it slightly different. Anyway, provisional cast on. Then you knit the lace for as long as you want, but it's long. It's a rectangle. So the lace is over 8 rows, and for the size that I'm knitting, I was supposed to knit 15. I stopped at, I believe it was might have been 11 or 12. Partly because that whole section took 1 skein of yarn, and I was a bit worried. And I tried it on, and it looks fine. It's lace, it's going to block out anyway. I didn't do a swatch because I don't do swatches. So what I did was, I bought the pattern, and I thought, I don't know what to knit this out of because I don't have enough yarn, because I tend to buy like two of a yarn, two colours. So you can see the green over there. There's two greens, 2 blues, 2s or 1s or 2s kind of thing. However, I've managed to buy 3s sometimes. I guess if they're maybe in a bargain bin or something. And that was the case with this one. So what I did was, I had 3 skeins of yarn. They are all from Blue Fern Yarns. So all 3 skeins are Blue Fern Yarns. Blue Fern Yarns. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. Blue Fern Yarns. Blue Fern Yarns. Can I say that again? Blue Fern Yarns. She's my favourite. What can I say? So yeah, Blue Fern Yarns. And it's on a classic sock base, which is 75 Superwash Merino, 25% nylon, 425 meters per 100 grams. And you see, this doesn't have a name, just says the price, I think, but it doesn't have a name. So this skein, and it's actually this skein, was a one of a kind in the bargain bin, and I have two one of a kind, very similar to this. I mean, they're the same. They're twins. In the bargain bin. But I had another skein, and I hope Shannon doesn't mind me saying this, but I had a skein of it was from last year. It was a February sock set, maybe. I don't know if it was a sock set, but anyway, it was called Violets, and it was a February it was part of her February sock sets that not sock set, clubs, that's the word, monthly clubs that she does. Last year she had a different theme to this year. Then anyway, so I thought the 3 looked very similar. The February one was a little bit darker, so I'm completely guessing. I don't have a clue how dyeing works, but I'm assuming this one was maybe a version of the February yarn, and they were both very similar. Sorry, Shannon, if I've completely messed that up and I've made an idiot of myself. But anyway, so I thought they look 3 very similar yarns, so let's put them together. And what I'll do is I'll use that first skein for the sleeves and see how it goes. And if if they look so different. I mean, they do look, I'm just looking at them now, they do look a bit different, but I don't think it's going to be so different that you go, what has she done there? But at the same time, it's my cardigan. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. So I'm trying to use stash and that's what I've done. I didn't want to go out and buy yarn because I didn't know if I'd like the pattern, and I didn't know, etc, etc. So right, let me go back a little bit. So the sizes. So the options are an extra small is a 38 3/4 to 32 3/4 inch bust. A small is a 32 to 37, which I thought, no, that's too small, sorry. Then a medium is 37.5 to 41 1/4, which I thought, again, that's too small, really. Then a large is 41 3/4 to 45 1/4. Again, that is closer to the size I like to do. I think I'm a 36. I want to say a 36, 38 bust. But I tend to always do the first size into the 40s. This was actually the second size in the pattern. This was size small. And it was the first. Let me check before I talk rubbish. Este. There she is. So, just sorry, I'm jumping all over the place, but it will make sense, I think. So the smallest one for this one was a 40, and then it went to 43.75 inches. So I did the 43.75. I could have probably got away with the 40, but I like this fit. I like a more oversized fit. I don't want it tight. I don't want it. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be sucked in. I want space. So going back to the Hitofude, and so where was I? So yeah, so there was the 41 3/4 and 45 1/4, and I thought that might work. And then I thought, you know, it's a cardigan. I'm going to want to wear it over something. I don't really want to have it unable to wear it because it's too tight over top of what I'm wearing. So I went with the extra large, and the extra large is a 46 to 50 inch, and I'm still not 100% sure. It's quite a jump, really. I don't know if it's going to block out bigger, but you know, I've tried it on and it is quite fitted, but I think with a good block it will be better. And then the extra large is 50.5 to 54 1/4. Now I'm really not the one to ask about you know, sizing and whether that is size inclusive. I don't really know, I'm sorry. It doesn't seem like it is to me, but again, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not the best one to ask. So anyway, I looked at the skeins, and it said, so for the large, which was what I was going to go with first, it said 1,160 yards. No, sorry. 1,060 meters. So I thought, that's okay. You know, this is 425. I'm not going to do quick maths in my head. You can do the maths. So 3 of those, you know, I'd have yarn left over. But then the next size up was 1,190. And I thought, well, that yarn left over is the next size. So That was another reason why I did the extra large. Let me just show you it and then I can shut up. So here it is, and you're going to look at it and it does look a bit odd, I must admit. I was a bit confused to start with, and I'm still a bit confused. Let me show you it this way. So this is the back, essentially. This is the top of the neck here, and this is one of the sleeves. You can see that? And you can see already that blocking it out would really make it grow quite significantly. You know, it's gonna, I think it will need a bit of a block just to give it a bit more, you know, if I want a bit more room. If I don't want the room, then I won't block it so aggressively. Because I actually quite like lace when it's not blocked out. I like it like that. I like the texture. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. I quite like that. But I probably, in this case, I probably will block it out a little bit. And that's not a great vision of it, but there you go. So my knitting needles are down. So I'll just show you if this was sort of, this is the inside, but this is the front sort of. So it comes right down here. It's quite down to the side, which isn't ideal. So what I may do is I might pick up around here and add some, you know, add another neckline, add another button band, but not a button, not buttonholes kind of thing. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. So now let me explain. So what we did was, you can see here, there's a line, that line there. This is obviously a tube, right? But this was knit flat that way, you know, that way. So you knit the rectangle as far as you want. Again, for my size, it was 15 sets of 8, which I didn't end up doing because I ran out of yarn. And I don't think, I mean, I showed it, and you, if you can see it and you think it does, but I don't think. So you can see here, the new skein is a little bit darker, like a darker purple, but really, I can't see anything too bad, to poke you in the eye. Except for my needles might poke me in the eye in a minute. So yeah, so you knit that rectangle, you 3 needle bind off the sleeves, and then you work in the round, which is very confusing. You work in the round, and it's essentially you're working this bit in the round. Sorry, no, it's more that bit. So it's from the top of your, so the back of your neck, right down and round like that. So it's essentially like a little bolero kind of thing at the moment, but it will grow. So that's what I've been working on, really. I've had a few mistakes in the lace, but nothing, I'm not tinking it back. I realised that I did the very first round of 8 incorrectly, but like I said, I'm not tinking it back. It can stay just as it is. And it's one, like the pattern says, it's one continuous yarn. I have not cut the yarn. At no point have I cut this yarn yet. The only thing I did do, so you can see there, you can see there's an end there. And now this is actually important. There, look. When I added in the next skein. That was it. That was the only time. And now this join, so this join here, is called a Clasped Weft Join. Hold, please. I meant to look this up before I sat down, but clearly I didn't. So I was watching Ruth Loves to Knit, and she said that she'd been used in this Clasped Weft something. Yeah. Should be in my history, sorry. Clasped Weft Join. So there it is on YouTube. I think you can see that, sort of. I'll put the link in the bio. And it's essentially a way of joining in your yarn without like creating a hole or having to, I don't know, magic knot or anything like that. It is, I've done it twice now. I did it on this, and you really can't tell. It makes a very teeny tiny bump, but when I say teeny tiny, it's barely there. And this I mean, you can't really even see it because it's down further. Yeah, anyway, it's very clever. I quite like it, and I'll be doing that quite a lot, I think, now. It's super easy as well. It is sort of, it's basically you're knitting the strands double for a very short period. I mean, it's, I don't know, 10 stitches, which is what gives it that slight bump. And I have done it on my socks, but I guess maybe depending on what yarn you use, you might not want to do that on socks or anything that will bother you. So in an area that might be I don't know, might be an issue. Yeah, so back to this. So yeah, that's what it looks like. I'll show you the pattern. I don't think I showed you that yet. So I'm knitting that on my hires, and I'm currently using a 3.5. I think that's the only, it's just what the pattern called for. And this is the, oh, that's what it looks like. So you can see she's holding it out, holding the bottom out almost. I don't think there's a better picture really. I can't really show you that one. Can't really show you that one either. Let me see if I can make it bigger. No, I can't really show you that one. But yeah, so that's the general. It will, you know, increase out. So yeah, that's what I'm knitting at the moment, and I've kind of memorized the 8 rows, so that's quite helpful. It isn't something I cannot look at. I have to still look at it because it's yarn overs, knit two togethers, SSKs, that kind of thing. So I do feel like I need to sort of pay attention, which is fine. So yeah, I'm actually enjoying that, and it's a little bit different from what I've seen before pattern wise. Let me just put that over there. So yeah, that is all linked in the bio at the bottom, sorry, underneath the video. And I'm just looking around to see if there's anything else to show you. No. So like I said, this is episode 12. I will be doing episode 13 maybe right after this, I'm not sure, but I won't be posting it on the same day. Episode 13 will be acquisitions and future projects, mystery knit-alongs. That's all I'm going to say. That'll be in the next episode, and acquisitions from Southern Wool Show and anything I've bought online. And yeah, I'll go into more of that in the next episode. But that was really it. Subscribe, like, follow me on Instagram. Yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.